Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you. Sometimes life makes you blind and you choose something bad. You just wanna cry and hide and save your face from the crowd. But sometimes life makes you see the beauty in you and me. When you look up above, there is God and there is love. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new. We're here to help you see the newness of life. We're here to help you feel your hope is so real. You got the power to see. We'll help you see the new you. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, hello everyone. Magandang umaga. I'm Michelle Mras and this is Mental Shift. I, if you can see, am in a new location because I'm in Texas in the United States, here visiting my brother because we are having our first nephew wedding, big Philippine wedding. It's awesome. And we have a new part of our family in our... Anyways, welcome to our show and stay tuned for a little bit more. Well, thank you so much for joining me on my live stream. And if you're watching a recording, thank you so much for watching. This is the TNC first anniversary special of Mental Shift, and we are having such a wonderful time. And I hope you join us for more of our shows throughout the rest of the week and especially on Saturday. So, what I wanted to share with you today is I've been asked about more about what makes me me and why do I talk about mental shifts and becoming the best version of you unapologetically. And so, what we're doing today is explaining a little bit about what brought me to this point so you understand why it's so important that I bring people onto my show who've had mental shifts in their lives. Why do I do that? Well, one, I've had many mental shifts that have changed me throughout the years. But what I found is a lot of my mental shifts I didn't realize until I saw other people with their mental shifts. So, what I do on Mental Shift, the show here on TNC, is that I bring other people in order to bring on their stories and that they can share their mental shifts so that you can realize that you have had many mental shifts and that some of them are far larger than you give them credit for. So, what makes Michelle who Michelle is? Well, I want to show you it's a video. It's a 4-minute video of my story, really squished down, and then I can share a little bit more details about what I put into this video. So stay tuned and we'll put on that real quick video.
Imagine if you lived your life unapologetically. How would that shift your reality? At 16, without warning, my reality was radically shifted. In the blink of an eye, I went from the protective shelter of my parents' military home to being kicked out into a world that was foreign to me. Fear, uncertainty, hopelessness, hostility. I was unprepared. My world imploded. How would I survive? I became hyper-focused on what I lacked. I felt sorry for who I was, what I was, where I was, and why I was a failure. My downward spiral intensified. I moved through the stages of grief. I didn't realize I was stuck in the denial state until my car accident. For 18 months, I lived stuck in my head, unable to move, to speak. All my self-doubt came back. Once again, my world imploded. As the months went by, I evaluated every portion of my life, my ups, my downs, every opportunity I missed because of self-doubt. With time, I realized that my brain injury wasn't a curse. It was a gift of clarity. Not a victim of my circumstances, but rather the crafter. I stopped harshly judging myself and started to see my potential. The mental shift I experienced helped me forgive and walk away from my past pains. I began to see others past their actions into who they really are. And I realized in myself that they too are the crafters of their destiny. As I reflected on my past experience, I discovered that regardless of what country I lived or traveled, the trend among professionals is doubt and depression. Doubting their abilities and potential. Depression seeping in because they live in an unfulfilled life. Much like my old self, they remain focused on what they lack. Overwhelmed, helpless, angry, unhappy, lost in themselves, afraid to step out of their comfort zones. Countless people live their lives apologizing for what they're not, instead of owning their highest potential. I knew there was something I had to do. Life is precious and short. Stuck in self-doubt and depression is no way to live. That's why I became a coach.
Working with Michelle changed my life dramatically. I felt lost before finding Michelle in my life.
She gave me the motivation I needed to really want to pursue a life of coaching, a life of speaking, and leadership development.
She has helped me to grow in ways that I never imagined.
As soon as Michelle started talking with these students, they realized that they can be something more.
She's one of those people that you meet and you're never going to forget.
That is Michelle for me. She has raised the bar on who I am as a person, as a coach, as a speaker.
If you start working with Michelle, then, my gosh, your dreams are the limits.
My mission and passion is in helping you. People who are ready to move, take action, do it now. I don't coddle. I conquer with courageous clients. Life is short. Tomorrow is never promised. My brain injury and battle with breast cancer helps me become intimate with my inner critics. Together, we remove the veil of perceived inadequacies to step into who you are. Embrace the mindset. Be transformed into the person who's waiting for you to emerge. You are phenomenal. Where's your passion? Don't fear what lies beyond your comfort zone. Long for more. Leave that legacy of average, that 9 to 5. Don't continue living your life apologetic. Maya Angelou said, "My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style." Join me and live your life unapologetically.
What do you think? I wanted to share that video because I never talk about myself in the show. And so I wanted you to know what makes Michelle Michelle. Just like I said in the video, I've had a really rough past, and many of us have terrible things that we've gone through in our past when we were younger that we allow to hold us down. Basically, you see it as shells that are being put on top of us, and as we get older and older, we start believing in those masks that we've been sticking onto ourselves. When I was kicked out of my house as a child, I was 16. I was very new going into college, and it defined me. I allowed it to define me as not being worthy of love, not being worthy of excelling. And as I got older, I put more and more of these belief systems onto myself that no one had actually ever told me. I put those words into other people's heads. I said, my father kicked me out, so therefore I'm not worthy. Because this happened, then I'm not worthy. And it just kept getting bigger. And as I got older and I wanted to finish college, I was thinking maybe I'm not good enough to finish college. So what happens to you when you hold yourself back? Is it something from your younger years that are actually holding you back? Has someone actually said those words to you? Or did your mind put those words into their mouths, in your head, and put their voice to it? You see, something that happened to me at 16 held me back for many, many years. As I said in the video, I said I was living in that denial state until my car accident. What I didn't mention in that video is I was 16 when I was kicked out, and I thought I was worthless, useless, and unable to do anything, that I wasn't worthy of wanting anything better than what was happening to me at the time. I was in that stage of denial till I was 46 years old. I was married with 2 children already when I realized I was in a denial state for the past 30 years of my life. That is when I realized something's got to stop. I can't be the only one who's using my past to hold myself back. Yes, I moved on with life. Yes, I finished my degrees. Yes, I got married. Yes, I had children. But I was still beating myself up for things that I could not control. What do you use in your life to hold yourself back? What narrative are you telling yourself that isn't true? My blessing was that car accident. Why do I say that? Because at 46, when I got into that car accident, I was trapped in my head. I was almost a vegetable. I couldn't walk without assistance. I could talk only in the morning, but it was fractured. And by 1 o'clock, I couldn't speak at all. So I was trapped in my head. I say 16 months, but it was actually more like 24 months. 24 months stuck in my head. What would you do stuck in your head for 24 months? I argued with my inner critics. I told them, wait, I shouldn't die. No, I do have a voice. Please stop attacking me. And I learned to argue with the inner voices and the inner critics and tell them, no, I can do this. No, I'm worthy of this. No, I am a good mother. And so I started writing things down in my head. Remember, I couldn't write, I couldn't talk, I couldn't walk. So in my head, I wrote my second book. I didn't even know I was doing it. I wrote my second book. This one. It's Not Luck Overcoming You. It's Not Luck Overcoming You. I wrote a book in my head. In those 24 months, what we found out, I didn't just was stuck in my head. I have a traumatic brain injury. I'm missing 4 areas of my brain. So my frontal lobe, over my left ear that does memories, the back of my head that controls my eyesight, and my 2 hemispheres had disconnected. I wrote a book in my head. Do you have a book inside of you? Is there a story you want to tell that you say you can't because? Get rid of the because. I wrote this book in my head while I was trapped in my head. There is no excuse to not getting a story out. If you're not going to publish it, at least write it for your children or your grandchildren, your cousins, the family, whoever needs to hear that story that's trapped in you. I encourage you to write it down, say it out loud, whatever. There is software you can just speak and it will type it for you. You probably have it on your phone. So in those 24 months, when I found out I had a brain injury, traumatic brain injury, and I'm missing dead spots in my head, I thought maybe it wasn't worth living. Maybe I was going to stay this way forever. The neurologist doesn't know because every brain is different. Maybe I'm going to stay locked in forever. And I got very depressed. Are you ever depressed? What do you do to get yourself out? I didn't know what to do. I couldn't move. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do a lot of things. One of the things I did find out I could do towards the end of that 24 months is that I couldn't speak, but if I tried to sing what I wanted, the words would come out of me. So instead of saying, water, cylinder, I couldn't say, I want a glass of water. But the way my brain was working, I could sing, I want a glass of water. And it would come out like a sentence. So whatever your limiting belief is, I promise you there's some way around it. There's something you can do that is beyond what you are thinking. Think outside of the box to get yourself out of whatever trouble you are having. Now, at the end of that 24 months, I think I wonder if I should go to my first gap. And then I'll tell you what happened at the end of those 24 months. And that way you can realize how far we've come together and why it's so important for me to have Mental Shift on TNC and share so many stories with you, our dear, sweet audience. So stay tuned. We'll come right back and I'll tell you what happened at the end of the 24 months. Maybe. Maybe not. Yeah. welcome back. So, TNC, we have a lot of live shows and replay shows that we would love for you to enjoy and learn from and learn to find the new you. So, we have U-Turn, TNC The Talk, Awesome Day, The Home Buyer, The Puppet Stories, Mondays at 5:30 p.m. Oh, all of these times are in Philippine time, okay? And then The Big Picture, Mondays through Fridays, 7:15 p.m. The Millennial Voice, Mondays at 8:30 p.m. Foreign Affairs, Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. HR Hotline, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at noon. Moving on Business, Well Home, Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m. Money and More, Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. Philippines, and 5:30 a.m. USA. And there's also Cyber Next. And remember, you can check out these shows all on Facebook, YouTube, just by searching the hashtag TNC Now. And enjoy these inspiring shows because we made them for you. We also have other original shows. We have Healthline, Couple Goals, Win Within, Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. The Market Leader, YOLA, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Negocio at Home, Fridays at noon. Tech U, TNC Marketplace, Fridays and Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. COVID Stories, Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. Realities, Saturdays at 4 p.m. Danny Art Show, After Shift, Women at Work, The Family Business, Usapang Beauty, The Fourth Project, and then we also have TNC specials. One Day, TNC Arena, TNC Press Con, and the TNC Town Hall on Saturdays at 7 p.m. And it's co-hosted by our TNC founders, Lloyd and Apple. And then Town Hall is also where we talk to you, our valued audience. And of course, Mental Shift, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time in the United States, and Wednesdays and Fridays at 10:30 a.m. in the Philippines. So for more upcoming shows, follow the hashtag TNC Now on Facebook and YouTube, and allow your passion to inspire you. And together, let us see the new you. That's a hashtag, See the New You. And thank you so much for staying along with me today. Now, what was I talking about? Oh, yes. After that 24 months, when I said I was getting really depressed and I didn't know how to get out of my depression, I don't know what you believe in, but I believe that there is a higher power, that there is a God in this world. And I thought, because of all the terrible things that happened in my past, that he hated me. So I'm sitting in my living room, complaining in my head to God, saying, if you hate me so much, why do you keep giving me so many troubles? If you want to kill me, then kill me. So I'm screaming in my head for God to kill me. Now, I know people are telling me, why would you ever do that? That's crazy. But remember, I was in a really bad state and I had been stuck on a couch not being able to talk for 24 months. And you've seen me now on this show. I love to talk. So to be trapped in my head was a very difficult place for me to be. And I really felt so alone. Even though I was surrounded by people who loved me, I felt small and alone. And I didn't like it anymore. So I understand when people are very depressed. I know what that feels like. And I remember screaming at God, why do you hate me? And I heard, you're not dead yet. Get up. From every pore, every cell, every molecule around me, this voice was huge. And I knew it wasn't in my head. It came from outside of me. And that, in that flash, I saw every time I thought I was alone, every time I thought I wasn't loved, every time I thought small. And I realized that there was always someone with me and that I wasn't alone. And I felt that this was a message I needed to share with the world in Mental Shift. In every platform I go on, I share that when you feel alone, you're not. When you feel small, you're not. And it gave me this feeling of elation that all this time that I thought I was alone, surrounded by people, but alone, that I'm never alone. And that you are never alone. And that there's always someone out there who loves and cares for you. Even if you don't believe in a higher power, it doesn't matter because the higher power believes in you. So go ahead, be the best version of you every day. And one day, maybe perhaps you will find whatever higher power that you believe in is with you. Because that day, I realized I wasn't alone. My husband said when he came home that day, I was on the computer looking for something. Now, here's 3 miracles in that. 1, I walked to the computer by myself. 2, I was talking, I was typing, I could see, I was moving. My hands were working with my brain. And then 3rd, my husband came in and I said, I have to speak. And he said, how'd you get here? And you're speaking. So many miracles happened that day. That was my mental shift. One of my big mental shifts was, however small you are, you're not alone. And that when you think there's nothing left, there's something left. There's a lot of mental shifts that happened in this moment. When you think you have nothing and your brain is dead, you're still able to write a book in your head. There's so many other things that I've learned in this experience, okay? Now, I'm over here typing on the computer looking, and my husband says, what are you doing? I said, I have to speak. He says, speak about what? What are you doing? I said, I don't know, I have to speak. And in my email, we found an invitation to TEDx, Technology Education Design Talk. So if you look up TEDx, or if you go to my website, michellemras.com, you'll see my TEDx. And my TEDx, I share a story called Eat, Drink, and Be Merry. And what I did is I was afraid that I might get cowardly, that I might back down on my promise to God, my higher being, that I would be this speaking vessel. I would speak and I would share my story. And so I was afraid I might back out of it. So I might be a coward, I might back out. So on my TEDx, on my stage talk, I declared to the world 3 things. But in those 3 things, lessons that I share a bigger lesson. First lesson is eat dessert first. Well, actually, the first lesson is, I'll give that one first. Eat dessert first. Life is too short to not enjoy. So if you're working every day and you're miserable, you're not living. So you need to slow down. Enjoy the desserts of life. And I'm not meaning the physical dessert as in chocolate cake or donuts or whatever, ice cream. I'm saying the desserts of life, the things that make you smile, people you love, being with them, your children, the laughter of children, laughter in general, birds chirping, the wind in your face, the sun on your skin. These are the desserts in life that when we get busy, we forget are so special to ourselves. Because I promise you, when I was stuck in my house, in my mind, not being able to walk, my last thoughts in my head wasn't, I wish I made more money. My last thoughts were, I wish I could tell my family I love them, because I couldn't speak. Eat dessert first. Enjoy life, because if you're not enjoying it, you aren't living. Number 2, you have to have a plan. You cannot live life like a leaf in the wind, just letting it go wherever you want to go. You have to have a plan. What do you want? The plan can change, okay? But you need to have a goal. You must have a goal. And it doesn't matter what the goal is, just start walking towards it. And just like, yes, Marcel, you're never alone. You're always loved, even when you feel that you aren't. So have a goal, but be flexible on the path of how you get there. It's just like a GPS. You don't just go to get a GPS and just use it. No, it needs a destination. Your life needs a destination. But don't be fixated that you must take A to B, that one road. Realize that sometimes a GPS will take you on side roads to avoid traffic, right? Or an accident. You just drive around. Be flexible on how you get to your goal. Don't beat yourself up when you do, but I was going to do this, and then this, and then this, and now that didn't happen. I'm not going to have my goal. No, it means that you just have another way, but you still have the goal. Don't give up. Number 3, the differences between a rut and a grave are the dimensions. It's a quote by Ellen Glasgow. What it means is the differences between a rut and a grave are the dimensions. If you're doing a rut, it's the same thing every day in expecting something different. If you're doing the same thing every day, you're building a rut. If you're building a rut, like a groove on the record, what you're doing is you're slowly digging your own grave into the ground. You must do something different every day. If you want something different, like Einstein says, the definition of insanity is doing the exact same thing every day and expecting something different. If you want something different, you must do something different. Those are the 3 things I shared on my TED Talk. Eat dessert first, have a plan, but be flexible, and get out of ruts. Don't allow yourself to get stuck doing the same thing every day and expecting something different. And in those 3 things I shared on my TEDx, what I really was sharing was I realized that I was wasting 46 years of my life by living, not living, living, not living. I thought I was living. I thought I was doing what I was supposed to do. I went to school, I got married, I had the kids, and I wasn't living because I wasn't enjoying everything. I was always looking in the mirror and saying, look at your nose, it's too fat. Look at your eyes, you got bags under your eyes. Look at this crease in your forehead. Look at this. I was always beating myself up. So even if someone says, wow, I love your smile, I do, yeah, but it's crooked. Do you do that? Do you give a butt every time someone gives you a compliment? When someone says, you did this so well, you do, yeah, it was good, but I could have done better. What I encourage you and what I learned through this first accident of mine was take the compliment. People see you better than you see yourself. You are your harshest critic. And if you don't listen to other people who are complimenting you, you beat yourself up. For 46 years of my life, no matter what I did right, I always saw it wrong. It was never good enough. And 6 months later, I started feeling sick. So here I am. I did a TED Talk. Yes, I did a TED Talk. I started speaking around the world. And then I started feeling sick. And I didn't know what it was. I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, you have a brain injury. Your brain is playing tricks on you. But I knew it wasn't. I was sick. And so I kept going back to the doctor and telling them something's wrong. Please check me. Please check me. And it took them 8 months to discover that I had a very rare type of breast cancer. It's called Paget's disease of the breast. And it took them 8 months to figure it out because there's no lumps. It doesn't show like a normal breast scan with lumps. It was something I felt. I felt wrong. So 8 months, they finally agree with me that I have breast cancer. And they say, I'm starting to cry. And they said, why are you crying? I'm so sorry that I told you about cancer this way, blah, 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 blah. I said, no. Don't apologize for telling me I had cancer. I know I have cancer. I knew it before you did. I could feel it. I'm crying because I have 3 short months, because they told me I had 3 months to live. 3 months to do whatever God wanted me to do. And I had to get moving. So in my 3 months of being diagnosed with breast cancer, within 60 days, I had a double mastectomy. And I was full force speaking. I was working. I was speaking and trying to travel more and try to get as many people in my sphere of influence to understand that life is too short to waste. And that here I am as a perfect example. First, I lost my ability to walk and talk, and now I've been given a death sentence with cancer, and the doctors were saying that I had 3 months to live. What would you do with your life if you had 3 months to live? Do you know if you're going to wake up tomorrow? That's what I realized. I realized that every day was precious. That's another mental shift. Every day you wake up is precious. You don't need to wait for someone to tell you you're going to die. Live every day like you could possibly die tomorrow. And everyone you speak to, they could possibly die the same day, tomorrow, tonight. So be the best version of you. Live, love. Don't wait for some rainy day, some special occasion to wear your pearls. If you ever watch me, I tend to wear pearls or diamonds. I eat on my good plates. I use my crystal glass to drink my wine. Why? Because we're never promised tomorrow. That's what I learned from that cancer diagnosis, being told I had 3 months to live. Now, spoiler alert, I'm still here. Why? Because I lived every day like it could be my last. My encouragement to you is live every day like it could be your last. Do you want your last words to someone you care about to be harsh? Do you want the last thing people remember you as is something, oh, that person, oh, they were terrible. When I saw them, they were screaming at the waiter, whatever it is. Do you want that? That's what I realized with this cancer diagnosis. And then through the cancer diagnosis, I realized something else, my next mental shift. I was so worried about my brain not working that I stopped worrying about my body not working. We always like give and take, right? What I realized was that I let my body go because I was so concerned about my brain. What are you compensating with? What are you saying? Well, I'm too busy. I'm making my money. I've got my job. I don't need to worry about my health. I'll worry about my health when I get sick. Do you really want to do that? I tell you, I can honestly tell you, it's really, really hard to take care of your health when you're sick. Because that's what I did. I waited. I waited. I want to share with you oh no, wait, I don't want to share that one yet. When I came out of my 24 month not being able to move and talk, remember I said I did a TEDx and I called it Eat, Drink, and Be Merry? I wrote a book, Eat, Drink, and Be Merry. So I'm going to say it again. Do you have a story inside of you and you say, I can't write? Do you have something that wants to come out of you and you say, I don't have time? You're looking at a lady who has a traumatic brain injury, who has 4 areas of her brain that don't work. And I wrote 2 books, okay? You can do whatever you want to do. Life is a choice. It's a choice. You can either choose to not live it or choose to live it and live it to your best. And that's what mental shift is all about. People who had things happen to them where they could have given up, but they didn't. If you want to hear more stories like that, I encourage you to check in and watch more mental shift or watch some of the replays, because this is the kind of stories I bring. I bring guests on that have had mental shifts where they could have given up and curled up in a ball and never lived, or they shifted and did something they thought they could have never done and did it. It's so exciting and it's so exhilarating to know and to show examples of people who could have not, but decided to choose to do. Now, I've shared with you that I have a brain injury and that I'm going through breast cancer right now still, but it's been well past 3 months. It's been 3 years. So just because an expert tells you something's happening doesn't necessarily mean it has to be truth. I did a lot to make myself healthier in my time. Would you please put up a picture? I'll show them the picture of my TEDx and how that TEDx dress fits me now. I share this because I want you to realize I was told that I was 50 years old. There's no way I could ever drop weight. My hormones would not let me do that. That my brain was injured beyond what they knew could heal. And that I may not ever be able to talk, that maybe that TEDx might be the last time I spoke ever again. But that was 2016 for America. I was 389 pounds. In 2020, I'm almost a third of the person that I was. So I want you to see that picture and realize, don't take what people say because they're experts as fact. Okay, it's a suggestion. Yes, I was overweight. Yes, I wasn't taking care of myself. But boy, my brain was working. I got my brain working again. And what I needed was to take care of my health so I can get my health back. Why? Because for my brain to travel around the world and speak around the world to encourage other people, my body needed to be healthy enough to carry it. Thank you so much for sharing that picture for me. And what I want you to know is I want you to write down your dreams. Write down what you want. Stop living life like a leaf in the wind. Set a goal, set a couple of goals, maybe a 3-year plan, a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, whatever it is. And then I want you to find pictures like vision boards and put pictures up so you can see what you want and little steps that you can take to get there. Now, when I was doing my whole weight loss journey and my brain journey, trying to heal myself, heal my brain back, I did a lot. I mean, I went to a place called Harmonized Brain Centers. I had him on my mental shift to have him explain why he even started that business and why he helps people with brain injuries and any sleep problems, any of that thing, those kind of things. I had him on the show because I used that form of therapy to help me get my brain back. So a lot of people have been part of my journey that have come onto my show so far. And whatever didn't work for you, keep looking. Because if one thing doesn't work, something might. And what happens is you might be a combination of multiple things. So like with me, with my weight loss journey, it wasn't just one thing. I can't say, oh, I just did this one diet or, oh, I just did this. I've had 8 major surgeries in the past 3 years. 8 major surgeries where it was kind of iffy if I was going to make it off the table, the operating table. So it's all about positive mindset, having a vision, enjoying life in the present, and understanding that tomorrow may not come, but you're having a wonderful time today. Live for today, live now, love the people around you. And then tomorrow, do it better. And the next day, do it even better. And just every day gets better. And what you'll find is you wake up with a smile on your face, knowing that you lived every day to your best. I don't go to bed angry because I know I gave my all every day. No, I'm not rushing every day. No, I'm not climbing up some corporate ladder every day. Best me. The best version of me. The loving, kind, giving person every day. So what's your best version? And I'm not talking about the best version of you that hustles and never sleeps and drinks coffee all day long to keep going and then at night has to drink wine to make yourself go to sleep version. What I'm talking about is the one you that when you lay your head on your pillow at night, you say, you know what? Today was a great day. I can't wait for tomorrow. What kind of day would that be for you? Write it down. It's going to be different for every one of us. But I encourage you to write it down to live your best day. And you might have a big goal and you're like, oh, it's going to take forever for me to get to that. It's okay. Baby steps. As humans, we are built to fall. We are built like rubber bands to stretch a little bit where it feels like we're going to pop, we're not going to make it. But once all that chaos and pull and stress happens, it lets go, we come back. Allow yourself to come back at night. Let the stress go. Come back. Come back to that rubber band shape. So it doesn't matter how much you stretch. Come back to you. And I know some of you out there is like, I'm a rubber band that I'm broken. Rubber bands tie. You can tie it, and then the knot on the end, that knot becomes stronger. So don't give me the excuse that you're a rubber band that broke. All of us are built to fall and get up. When we come out of our mothers, our mummy, we don't come out with balloons, right, and flowers. We come out hard. It's hard. We pull out, we cry, our mom's screaming. It's a traumatic experience. Life is difficult, but it doesn't have to be horrible. Through the pain comes beauty, right? When we're born, yes, there's a lot of pain, but then there's that beautiful moment. Mommy's holding their babies, daddy's holding their babies, and then the cooing of the baby, so happy to be there. See, we forget the pain. As we learn to walk, we're crawling. We're painful to learn to crawl, but as we're crawling, we want to walk. We stand up, we hold on to something, we pull, and it falls on us, right? Or we pull something down on us. But what do we do as toddlers? We get up. What these things are teaching us very early in our lives is that pain happens. We do fall, but the magic is in getting up. And no matter where you are in your span of your life, be it a teenager, young adult, adult, in your senior years, wherever you are in your life, pain happens. Get up. Bad things do happen to good people, but bad things happen to bad people. Wouldn't you rather be the good person? But get up. And if you can't find a solution to whatever your problem is, watch a lot of these shows here on TNC. There's a lot of stories of people uplifting or coming through hard times, making it through. Here on Mental Shift, lots of different stories from different levels of people coming through different types of pain and getting up and finding their way. Let's make sure you're one of those stories so you can join us here on TNC, sharing your story of how you made it through a very difficult year. 2020 was a difficult year for all of us. Some of us even worse, right? But we're still here. And those, if we've lost people that we love, the people that we lost don't want us to live in pain. They want us to keep living for them. So no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what hardship you've gone through, no matter who you've lost, no matter what's going on, know that there's a light on the end and that your job is to live your best life every day and every morning get up to be the best version of you again. Are we ready for Gap 2? Let's take a commercial break and we'll be right back. Thank you for sticking around with me. My name is Michelle Mras, and you are watching Mental Shift. And I want to share that we have this 7-day live streaming of shows and more. From May 9th to May 15th. It's 24 hours of nonstop live streaming. It's amazing. And then on the 15th of May, we are going, all of us, in a row. One remarkable celebration, one idea, one community, one TNC year. And oh my goodness. Okay, So, from the warmly accepted, the Global Women Who Rule 2021 that I had the honor of being one of the speakers at. And as part of the one TNC year anniversary celebration, we have this concept that's going to change the way we celebrate Mother's Day. And this May, 8 mother and daughter tandems. So there are 8 stories with beautiful stories of how wonderful their life has been because they're blessed with an outstanding mother. And it's the Me and Mom, and you can find it on the hashtag Me and My Outstanding Mother on 15 May 2021 from 1 to 3 p.m. And that's Saturday in the Philippines, 1 to 3 p.m. And it's only on the new channel. And you can hashtag the new channel. And then the other bit is the Positive Impact Nations Change. We have 6 experts from the JCI Makati that will be on 15 May 2021 at 8:30 a.m. through 11:30 a.m. live on TNC. You don't want to miss this. Our birthday boy Lloyd will be on one of our experts on that day and that time. Now, the live stream schedule for May 15th, you don't want to miss it. You can come in and out, but TNC, you know us. We are very good at letting you know what's coming up next. But from 5 a.m. all the way through the day, we have different shows that are coming on. And then we will also have the big after party special at 10 p.m. On May 15th. Pretty much all the hosts will be on, all the hosts from TNC. So you don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. I want you to follow the TNC Now page on Facebook or on YouTube so that you don't miss any of these shows that are coming on. This is a really big deal. This has never been done before. The one TNC 24-hour, let's go. And then you can meet all of us all at once in a row and then catch all the different shows. Now, I have one more thing, one more offer for you. I'm going to show you one of my little mini lessons that I do. Remember, I'm a speaker, I'm a coach, I'm a trainer, and I want to show you one of my little mini videos so you see a little bit of what I do on the side. So here's my video of a mini training. Enjoy.
More than 80% of communication is nonverbal. What do you say without speaking? I'm Michelle Mras. I have coached hundreds of professional speakers from around the world. Today, you are going to learn my top 4 tips to increase the efficiency of your communication. More than 80% of communication is body language. Body language is all nonverbals before you ever speak a word. In this world of virtual meetings, clothing, camera level, lighting, and background are large parts of your communication. Number 1, clothing. Is it appropriate for the occasion? Is it too tight, low cut, or too casual? Does the color flatter your complexion? What does your choice of clothing say about you? Does the choice match what you represent? Number 2, camera level. Too high and we look up. Too low and we look down. Practice with a friend to ensure you're looking in the correct location so you are making eye contact with the audience. This is important because where your eyes look into the camera raises or lowers the trust level of those who are speaking to you. Would you trust someone who looks down at you? On the other hand, would you follow someone who's looking up to you? Number 3, lighting. Too dark? Too bright? Being well lit triggers in the minds of those you're speaking to whether or not they should trust you. Just like in movies, if you sit in shadow, you're sneaky and untrustworthy. Too much light makes you appear nervous or uncertain. Number 4, background. What's going on behind you? Are you a life coach with dead plants behind you? Do you have a wellness business with a cold, stark wall behind you? People notice what is behind you to decide if they're someone you can know, like, or trust. Do you relate to your avatar client? Keep that in mind when you decide where you sit to get into your video calls. You must connect non-verbally before people will listen and hear you. Body language is critical to communication and communicating effectively. If these 4 tips were helpful, then please make sure to like this video and share with a friend who could benefit from communicating more effectively. Do you want to level up your communication skills? Send me a personal message or connect with me through my website, The link is in the comments below. Let's talk.
So that's a little bit more of what I do, but the comments below are not there. So if you ever go to my website, michellemras.com, on the top it says Book Michelle. You can actually click on a link that says 15-minute consult with Michelle. Get on a call. We'll talk. And I can help you a little bit or direct you wherever you need. But oh, they're gonna put it in the comments for me. That's awesome. Thank you so much. But there's a calendar link that you can get to, and we'll have it in the comments. But that's a little bit more about what I do. Why do I do what I do? You know, I have a podcast called Denim and Pearls. That's on Fridays that live streams out on Facebook and YouTube. Then I have TNC, the Mental Shift, on Tuesday and Thursdays in the United States, and Wednesdays and Fridays in the Philippines. And then I'm in movies. I have a couple of spots in sci-fi movies, and I sing. So why do I do what I do? I do what I do because, one, I like to talk, but two, I like to inspire people to live their dreams to their fullest. You see, I've always wanted to be a singer. I've always wanted to have little bits of movies. I'm a voice actress, so I do narration for children's books. It's called imagination video books. And so I do narration for children's books, and I do things like this. People love to hear me do this. Thank you for calling Omaha Federal Credit Union, or whatever I do. Or thank you for calling Amazon support. So I have this voice that I use in movies and books and things like that. I do it because I love to make people smile. I like to have people realize, you know, she can be professional and serious, but she can laugh and have a good time. If you're not laughing at what you're doing, if you're not having a good time, if you can't laugh at yourself, you're too serious. Lighten up. Life is worth smiling about. Life is worth having joy about living it every day. So I encourage each of you to find your goal and make little bitty steps towards it. It doesn't matter if you don't know where you're going. As long as you've got the goal, just start doing whatever feels right to get to it, okay? If you want to write down a list of checkpoints of what you want, great. But don't be frustrated if you don't hit all those check marks, okay? Because life happens the way it happens. I've always wanted to have a show on an international platform. I never expected TNC to come into my world. All I did was I got onto a show with Lloyd Luna. He's here on TNC, one of the founders. And he asked me on his show. And I'm on this show and I went, you know, I would really love to be part of this family. And here I am. This was not the path I expected, but here it is. So where are you going? What little tiny thing can you do to piece yourself to get to where you want to go? Be kind to yourself. Be gentle on yourself. Learn to celebrate all the small moments. Learn to look in the mirror and compliment yourself for all your achievements. If you can't list them out, do one every day until you run out. And I want to tell you, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you can say, I've got a freckle on my face. Good thing it's balanced. I mean, whatever it is, find something to love about you and about your life. And every day, I want you to point it out to yourself. So my name is Michelle Mras. You are watching Mental Shift, and this is the TNC first anniversary special. Hope you will join us for the rest of all these shows that are streaming every day. And on May 15th, you've got to join us. It is 24 hours. First time it's ever happened. We are doing this on TNC. We have such a wonderful time. This entire team, we love being together, and we would love for you to join us. So until next time, be the best version of you and live unapologetically. And as Maya Angelou says, my mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. Be the best version of you, and let's see you on May 15th on our live stream 24/7. Until then, take care.